You got fish? Say when you're ready.
It's recording.
Okay. Edit it and post. So,
Start away.
there's a lot of stuff we're going to talk about, but we'll keep it short. Obviously, there's not a lot of people here to talk about it. So.
They don't know that. They didn't know until you said it. So many people.
So the first thing I want to bring up. Yep, there you go.
So many people. So many of us.
There you go. First thing I want to bring up is Bubbles is planning to contest his ban. If he's going to be allowed back by the incoming monarch, we need to know if people have a problem with him now. Like, if you have any issues with Bubbles, let us know ahead of time. That way we can take care of it before, and we can try to maybe call him before he comes back, and we can try to rein him in, you know what I mean?
I think you should just generally tell him not to be a douche.
We can do that.
Is Bubbles the guy who swings his sword around a lot?
That's a lot of
That's
people.
all of us.
That's everyone.
Oh, like
Remember
swings
that?
his sword around really fast and
Bubbles is
semi-erratically.
the other black guy. There's three of
Say
us.
it, it's fine.
Yeah, he can say it. It's fine.
So,
Wait, other words imply only one other.
Yeah, there's
There's
two
is
30.
there anything else? Does anybody want to talk about that?
said there was
anything you
three.
want to bring up immediately?
Shadow.
Do it if you want.
Otherwise,
I think the main general consensus was people just worried about his attitude, which we voiced to you several times.
yeah,
As long as he keeps himself in check, we don't see a problem with it.
it should be. I think it should be okay as long as he.
I believe
We'll
in
be
second
watching
chances.
him.
If the
If-
petition,
this
if
is
it
only
goes
if-
through.
He's got a lot of work he has to do himself before they will let him come back. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen.
Yeah.
The second thing.
The sexy thing.
Stop it. Genji or John Noble, his band will be up on October 2nd.
So the sexy thing now.
So the first Sunday that he's coming back is the 8th. Like, he'll be back on the 8th if he decides to show up. If you have any issues with John Noble that you want to bring up immediately, do it immediately. That way we can get it addressed quickly. Also, if you have any issues with the three of us, tell us so we can fix
I
it.
have all the issues.
We have.
All of that.
If we don't,
I don't like Otter's
if you
face.
don't tell us what's wrong,
Same.
we can't fix it.
My monarch's
He
too
doesn't
short.
like it either.
You
to
have
be
fur
fair.
gauntlets and
That's
I
why
do
he has the
not.
arms.
Okay. Well.
Somebody's phone.
Okay.
There's also an anonymous thing, so if you don't want to tell him
Yeah, I was
directly,
gonna say there's an anonymous
Yeah.
survey that we have in the pinned post. So it's right there. You don't have to ask for it. It's completely anonymous. Just fill it out. We'll read it. We've only gotten one anonymous survey so far, and all it said was "good job." That's what it said. It said, keep it up.
Very skeptical.
Good job.
Yeah, so
I don't believe
I think we need to discuss that in
Um,
detail.
Yes.
Yeah.
The sarcasm.
Okay.
I have
Um,
like 13 problems.
Another
How many
thing.
levels of sarcasm?
Another thing we need to bring up is we need to be nice. Keep your drama off the field, out of the gazebo. You know,
Save your drama for your llama.
yeah, for your
Not to
llama.
your llama.
We're all trying to play a game. We all want to have fun. You know, keep a level head. Did you want to bring up the thing you want to talk about today, or do you want to wait? Fish.
I think I'm good.
Okay.
I'll wait. Well, should I?
I can hold it if you want to talk.
Just voice your stuff, bitch.
I just mean because we just went over everyone else really quickly, so.
Well, it's just.
Yeah.
I mean, it's better to get stuff out so we can discuss it.
Okay.
I don't know what it's about.
Okay.
I'd rather just make a post about it.
Okay.
There's no one here to listen. I
Okay,
mean,
if you hear a complaint about something at the park and it is not from the person, for example, Tiffy comes up to me and said that Velkin heard that Ben was upset at me for some reason. That's not a valid complaint. Don't take that to be valid. Don't push that information onto somebody else. I don't know, man. You guys are just you're being crazy over there. It doesn't matter. If Ben has an issue with me, I would like him to talk to me and anybody else that's told about this that can't really help out the situation. The information doesn't need to get passed along, and if you don't hear information from the source, do not take it to be valid.
Especially personally with me, if anybody has an issue, just feel free to say so, especially to them. But it's troublesome to me when I come to park and hear several people saying blatant lies about me, especially, and we've traced them back and they were blatant lies, and it's reputation tarnishing and stuff like that, and it's hard to come back from things like that. Just please don't be a dick.
Especially if it's not coming from the source too. Like if someone has an issue with Velkin and they don't tell someone to get it resolved and they just pass it around the park so the whole park thinks this thing happened, it's just gonna blow up to this massive thing that's not what actually happened. It just expands.
Did you have something?
I was going to call him a 9-foot tall purple hippopotamus, but the time has passed.
Time never passed.
But at least
anyways.
you're telling him, and not
Yeah.
you're someone else is saying that you said it.
That's acceptable.
Right.
I directly told Connor I did not like his face.
I hate
That's
you.
true.
Oh,
See, there you
yeah.
go. That's
No,
how you do that.
I guess I can add. I guess I can add to that. Come on, would you like to hold?
Get him a close up.
Okay, so. Oh God. So there have been some general issues regarding players that need to be handled. I was going to talk about Velkin specifically. Not that Velkin is an issue, just that people have issues with Velkin. And some of those things can be resolved, like, easily.
Why talk?
Well, I mean, sometimes it's talking if you have a personal issue with them. But sometimes it's like, a lot of people think you slough. And I've never, like, all the times I've reaved, I've never actually seen you slough. But it's very easily you go to a reeve, you say, look, I think Velkin is sloughing. Look, I think Lotus is sloughing. And the reeve's like, okay, we'll, like, look into it. And if they're watching, they're like, they didn't slough.
Then that's it.
then stop.
Sloppy.
Not taking your hits.
Not taking your hits.
Yeah.
If I hit
I figured that's what that was.
like if I hit you in the arm and you say it did.
Yeah.
I mean, that's what reeves are for. Like, if you have a problem with, if you think someone's sloughing, go to who's running the game. There's always someone running it and say, I think this thing happened. That's how you should take care of it, no matter who you think it is. No matter if you're at an event and you've heard, oh, this person sloughs. Well, that doesn't mean that they slough. So just take it to, they might, but take it to a reeve, and the reeve will make the judgment. The reeve will make the call. That's what they're there for.
Anonymous survey. Use it if you have personal issues and can't talk to the person.
But there are also things like, basically everything, I'm going to point to Velkin because, like, I was going to bring you up.
That's fine. We talked about it, yeah.
Right. That pretty much everything that I've heard that has been an issue with him could have been addressed by either going to a reeve or talking to him. Which, I mean, like, Broken Battle Games, talk to him about it, you know, so he can get better at it. If the battle games are bad, you know, he's sloughing, go to a reeve. The reeve can either say he's not sloughing or say, Velkin, you got hit there, take the shot. Like, all of these things can be handled appropriately without chasing away half the park.
Just because that was all about me, which is one of the main personal issues that I'm having. Is I'm hearing a lot of he said, she said stuff about me specifically, and it's stuff that when I talk to like a majority of people, they don't have an issue. It just seems to be certain isolated parties seem to be having issues with me, and instead of talking to me or somebody else about it, they start spreading things around the park, and that's how people who've never met me look at me and say, I've heard you're a slougher, which is tarnishing to my reputation personally that I don't appreciate. So we're trying to fix a lot of that stuff.
That's right.
Good job.
Like, if you personally don't like somebody, you just have to play with them. You have to get over the personal vendettas and just play the game. Because this isn't Game of Thrones. Everybody needs to get over their personal little vendettas and just play the game and have fun. Because if not, and you let your personal vendettas out there, nobody wants to play.
I still don't like Potter's face.
Yeah.
Same.
No. Ban.
Ban
Potter's
face.
face.
Only
Okay.
Wait, so does that
Yes.
Potter have to wear
Before
brown
we
paperback?
leave this subject,
It's an
That's
improvement.
acceptable.
before we leave this subject,
You addressed it really briefly, but I want to say it again. There is an anonymous submissions box. And I mean that because what I think one of the things we want to change about our culture is instead of taking it to your best friend or, confronting people or getting angry, go to the leadership. Look to the leadership to help solve the interpersonal issues and try to take that. So if you have a problem with somebody or you feel harassed by somebody, you can anonymous submit it and talk to the leadership about it and say, this is what I feel is going on, this is something we need to watch out for. But everyone wants this to be a safe, awesome, welcome space for everybody, so let's not run people away by pretending we're in high school. That's all I'm saying.
A main reason I stopped coming for 4 months is I was feeling harassed by a bunch of people when they were saying things that I didn't understand why this was being said, but it felt like the odds were so against me I should just stop coming. And I don't like feeling that way, and I love this game, I like to play this game. That it's not really appreciated.
We're working on it. It'll get fixed. Right? Audience?
Shrug.
Okay, anything else? No? Yes?
Halloween stuff.
Oh yeah, we're getting there.
Well,
We'll get there.
we'll get there.
Anything on this
Anything else on this specific
topic?
subject? But yes.
Nope, I voiced my opinion about Powder Space.
Okay. Cool.
Okay, noted.
I would like to second.
We're gonna table it for now.
That's
I think
fair.
everybody,
We're
the
gonna table his
monarchy
face.
needs to have a
Gonna
beard.
table
So
his
Ash
face.
needs to grow a beard.
Yeah, grow beard.
Okay. Working
Does
on it.
this count?
I'll get there.
No.
Okay. I want to talk about Keith.
Beep.
Since a lot of the people didn't show up today, I'm gonna make a post on the page that say if you need a ride to Keep, post here, and we'll try to match you with someone who can get you a ride. Because there's a lot of people going, and I'm sure someone's gonna drive through the area at some point. We can get you something. If you can't afford it, talk to somebody. Maybe you can somebody front the money. Who knows? We want to get you to go to Keep. Keep is fun. Go to Keep. It's a big event.
What's Keith?
It's a big
Big
event. Big event. Like next,
Weekend fighting,
yeah,
event.
camping,
5 days.
The biggest event in Amcard.
Right.
falls.
In Amcard.
There was an event bigger. It was the one that they hold out in New Mexico.
It,
Near.
but it's supposed to. That's supposed to be the biggest event.
Yeah, so-
Currently, Keep is the biggest event.
Keep. Okay. The other thing I want to talk about is the premium feast thing. If you didn't pre-reg for that premium feast, you're gonna get the one meal. That's it. You get the one meal the Saturday. That's all you get if you didn't pay for it.
Yeah.
Oh.
Isn't that right?
Yeah. Like the premium feast was pretty cheap, but like
It
yeah,
was-
you get food a day.
You get the food the one day. Bring your own food for the other 4 days.
That's basically how that works out. Which I think there's still like breakfast and lunch.
Yeah.
If I'm not mistaken.
You
But
get-
I don't think that you get 2 dinners.
You get the
Because
one.
there were 2, and I don't think you can get the premium one.
So bring your
Do
own
I?
food.
It's on PM.
I mean, Kingdom PM. Who knows?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, aren't you supposed to know this?
Yeah. Right.
No, they have their own committee. Like, I'm not involved in Keep at all.
So if you're gonna go, try to bring your own food. Think about oh, I'm gonna be there for 5 days and 4 nights. I might want to bring some stuff to eat. I don't want to die. I want to starve.
I bought like 11 Cliff Bars.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. There you go. That's,
Yeah.
that's all you.
I
Need.
usually survive off of like a single bag of Doritos. Like,
Yeah, there you go.
Toji said box of Pop-Tarts, bottle of vodka.
Yeah,
all
there
you
you
need.
go.
And you can trade the
9
vodka
2
for food.
liters
Trust
of
me.
Mountain.
Misty had no nutrition facts.
You want some shots? I need
The
some
main thing
cheese.
you don't really want to do is make like 30 trips to Walmart or wherever back and forth or a gas station. But you don't want to do that. You want to stay at the event.
No.
You want to go to Walmart.
Also, it's probably going to be a little chilly, so bring blankets.
It's also going to be kind of hot. They said it's going to be like up
It's
to
gonna be
80 in the
80
I
daytime.
mean, it's in 3 days, and the weather's fucking hot right now.
It's hot.
But
Bring,
it's also getting cold at night.
hydrate.
Yeah.
Bring water.
hydrate.
Bring water.
Bring water.
And
Um,
vodka.
I don't think there's anything else for Keep.
I think the nearest Walmart is probably really far away too.
Whatever.
It's at Wolf Creek Park.
Especially.
Yeah.
That's the place
If not,
that.
bring
I
potatoes.
think so.
No.
Make-
I don't know. What it is.
Doesn't matter.
It's the one with the big lake.
That is fast.
In fact, if it has
Okay.
if it's over 60
Okay, so
proof,
no more Keep.
We'll save those till the end.
and if it's under 60 proof,
Oh yeah, you got some.
I've got stuff. Okay, hey guys, rec box. I have a rec box. Use it. When you're submitting recommendations, put down the person's name, what for, and why is helpful because it helps to know why. I don't know. Yay! We've had 42 recommendations in the past month. 42 whole recommendations in a month. That's really good. So yay, GG. What do you want to talk about?
We had 25 awards today
Yeah.
from that rec box alone in a month.
Yeah.
25 awards. That's a lot. Wish you could have been here, but we'll hold on to them for you. But yeah, 25 from the rec box alone. So
In a month, which
use
is
it.
really good. I mean,
that
there's
people?
people that
Oh.
deserve awards that are getting them, and it's good.
Can I recommend something? Not an award.
Oh.
Yeah.
I noticed we gave out a 6th and 7th today.
Yes.
Could we only do the low level ones during all things and then have higher level awards?
Here's why I did 6th and 7th. Because Keep is coming up. So if he chose to participate in Bardic at Keep, then he would be able to get that there.
Well, he
So
wouldn't get the award at Keep. He would get it at the next
Well,
event.
he would be eligible for the award there
Right.
at Keep. I
Well,
mean,
they
we
would
know
they would check.
what he is participating.
I see where she was coming from. She
Right.
wanted to give it to him that way he could be eligible for the next one
Right.
at Keep.
Well, I mean,
Which this is not going to happen all the time. No, we're not going to give out these high level awards at every all thing.
Right.
Because we're not going to have things going on afterwards at every all thing. So, but yes.
We wanted to make sure there was no confusion or overlapping of awards.
Well,
causing a conflict.
with he could still be so. If he does a Bardic at Keep,
Okay.
and he gets an award at Bridge Wars, which is the next event, our mid range comes before. As long as we have those awards in on time, then they would be checking for his next one at that time, not at the time of Keep. So
Well, he got it anyway, so.
okay.
Right.
Too late.
Sing the song, go!
No. Oh, yeah, that's actually, you just hit on my next point.
Oh, nice.
So we might not always be giving out the awards at every all thing like this, but specifically with Midnights, because she will be getting awards at Keep more than likely.
Probably.
Yeah. So I had to give hers out today, and
Spoiler alert.
spoiler alert, more than likely there could be potential for awards for Midnight at Keep. So giving them out because she will likely be getting them at Keep.
All right.
Alright, cool. Fundraising, we raised $58. Yay! Just wanted to bring that up because it's cool. I'm still making stuff, sword covers, shield covers, whatever.
Spell
sashes,
balls.
I don't care. Ask me to make something. Spell balls.
$82 worth of spell balls.
$82 worth of spell balls.
$84.
75 really, because
Whatever.
doesn't matter. Spell balls, I'll make them. Yay. Yeah. I don't know.
Pockets are full of them, right?
Things. Donate more money to your park because it's great.
Do you have?
Final piece is the costume contest.
Yeah.
There you
Yeah,
go.
it sounds like.
I want to hold a costume contest again. I kind of wanted to see if anyone was interested.
This will be the second one because we
Yeah.
had one already.
Cool.
Costume
Interested.
contest as in what?
Halloween. So it doesn't even have to be like Amp-Guard appropriate. I don't care. You can dress as a clown.
Yeah.
Whatever.
You dress like
It's probably a bad idea.
Are you
But
dressed
you
like
can do it
Yeah,
anyway.
considering it just came out,
Yeah.
you might get hit.
Probably a
Just
bad idea,
saying.
but you can do it anyway.
And hand out red balloons.
Question?
My standard Halloween costume is me wearing a suit with a white semi-sculpted mask, holding a butcher's knife behind my back.
I mean, probably don't bring a knife in public
That's fair.
unless it's a fake knife. So that's probably not a good idea to carry around a weapon. But other than that, go ahead, sure. I'm trying to figure out what we're gonna give out for awards. I'm thinking probably an extra reign of dues paid or something, and then stuff on top of that for the first, second, and
Last
third.
time it was a cash prize, and yeah,
It's
that
a
got
lot of
kinda-
money.
That was expensive.
Could be a belt favor.
Yeah,
People like belt
I'm
swag.
still looking
Love
into it.
swag.
Ooh,
Yeah.
So,
belt favor with a pumpkin on it.
I mean, okay, sure.
Jack o' lantern. Belt favor.
with a pun.
Who's making this?
Pumpkin.
I'm just giving you.
I'll make
Okay.
it.
I'll make
Let's not. Yeah, I'm still trying to think though, but it's probably going to be for second and third, or at least going to get an additional on $10 or whatever onto their reign, and then 3 other things that will add on to that. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I just wanted to see who all was interested in doing a costume contest.
Well, we can do a poll.
I'd like to do that. Probably going to do it sometime before Halloween. Maybe on our ANS day.
What
Oh, that's fair.
will the costumes be rated on?
How cool they are?
Creativity,
Uh,
awesomeness.
Yeah, awesomeness.
So you'll have
definitely going to be a category.
just a panel of judges, and they'll be like, who has the
I'm
best.
thinking what we might do is just run it to a vote.
Okay.
Let everybody vote.
Like we did Lady and
Yeah,
Lord of the
the
Masquerade.
Masquerade.
Yeah,
Like
we'll
you're on that.
just like put the tables together and make a catwalk.
Yeah, everybody's
That
just.
works.
I like
Scroll.
We should do this. Yeah. No, that's good. But yeah, just put it to a vote probably. That's what they're doing that.
You can get points for strut.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I would win.
If you bring your own music, or make your own music.
Walks down. Not even in costume.
Moving on.
And then you have something.
Okay. Is there any interest in fighting tournaments besides Weapon Master, Dragon Master time, and Walls? Yeah.
Well, I'm interested.
Yeah. Yes.
Post if you're interested and not here.
Yeah.
I liked that one that
If
we
you're
had last summer, I think.
The War Skills tournament?
I don't even know if it was really a tournament. I think it was. We just had 2 lines, and then it was just
Yeah,
like
that's
one after
Iron
the
Man
oh,
style tournament.
If you're interested, don't show up. Perfect. All right.
Good. Yeah. Wow. There's a
You guys
lot
got
of
that move
Good to
down.
see.
No.
Good to see you're all interested.
Yes. Nice. Okay.
I like the idea of more tournaments, but I think it would be crowded because of the extra ANS also
Yeah,
going on.
we had a request from someone at not Misty Hollow for us to start running some tournaments because we can give out up to 7. So sure. So people want to come here and try and get their warriors. So
We could have a special extra tournament day.
yeah, just like throw in another tournament day, I guess.
We'll
But I
just
don't really
call
know.
it a warrior tournament.
Call it
Yeah.
Thief Days.
We could like super hype it too. Oh, we could have like a big
Warriors
prize.
on the Wabash.
I
oh,
like
I like that.
it.
Dude.
Warriors on the
I
Wabash.
like it.
We're
Write
at
that
the
down.
Wabash feeding tournament. Come beat your streak.
People from like Ohio would be like, "What's a Wabash?"
Or
It's
Wabash
it's
Wacky
kind
Bads.
of gross. Don't touch it, but
It's the river that we're next to, FYI.
For those of you not from Misty Hollow.
don't touch it. You'll become radioactive.
Yeah.
But
Cool.
you'll get used to it after a while.
I needed a third hand. Holds my beer.
Your third hand counts
Yeah.
as torso, by the way.
If I
Oh.
have my third hand hold my other sword, can I like triple flow?
Yes.
Have one hold a shield.
With 2
and then-
arms, kill you.
All right. So, Falcon, did you want to discuss your Simo
Yeah.
hits?
Oh, that thing.
Yeah. You have 2. You have 2.
You don't have
Yeah. It was just I just wanted to touch on the actual rules of shot in motion, just because it's caused several problems, and I just wanted to clarify it. Even talking to Fish, a shot in motion is half a second, so it's literally like if a shot happens like that, you and the other guy hit each other that quickly, that is a shot in motion. Simply because your arm is moving does not mean you have a shot in motion, or if your body is moving, it does not mean you have a shot in motion. So a shot in motion that's a shot in motion. This is not a shot in motion. Just because your arm was swinging does not mean that that second shot is valid. That also does fall on you though, as far as if you were going to take that or not.
Or a reef.
Or a reeve. I mean, I'm not gonna say don't, I'm gonna say when in doubt, take the shot. But I just wanted to clarify on that a little bit, because asking people around, and then I finally had to ask Fish because not everybody was giving me the same answer. So I wanted to clarify. Just for the record.
You should quote the rulebook too, like,
Well, you
Page.
actually know the rule. I don't.
but it's
I'm
bring
not
it up.
sure.
Bring up the rule. Probably combat notes.
Maybe combat etiquette. Shots on the strike garb said blocked if a person is wounded in an arm, throwing a shot, or killed. Shots they throw in motion before struck still count as hit if they land within half a second of being struck.
Okay.
So that's the official.
That is the official rule.
Within half a second.
Within half a second.
Which half a second is actually quite a long time.
It's
but
quite a long time.
It's
to
quite a
land
long
hit.
time, but it's, you know, it's the type of thing that you might have been winding up a shot. If it's outside that half a second, it's not shot in motion.
Right.
I said just the thing I really wanted to clarify was just simply because your arm is moving does not mean you have a shot in motion.
It also
think-
doesn't mean you have half a second to start a shot. I'm sorry I
No, it's
interrupted,
okay. No, it's
but
fine.
like if you
It's
if
in
you
motion and within half a second.
yeah, like if you hit me in the arm and I go, oh, but I got a shot in motion. No, like it had to have already been in motion before the hit lands.
I've noticed another problem when people are playing is they're not giving the amount of time that you should within shots. Like if I hit you in the leg and you don't even call anything, I'm just like doing this. Like
We clarified the
you
leg rule
need
last
to.
week,
Well,
and it's been clarified on the Kingdom page.
yeah.
I mean,
Well, let's
clarify.
clarify. Or I don't think.
Yeah, you have
Let's make it known.
You know the specific.
That happened a lot
we
last.
talked about.
Oh, the leg.
The
yeah.
leg.
as they're going down, this dead leg
Doesn't
Yeah.
count.
is
does
not.
not count. So you can beat
a-
it all day, but it's not going to count as a 2-wound shot.
But
Until
other things about that is if they're still standing there and they're going down and they're still swinging too, you're not supposed to be doing that.
yeah.
So if you're like slowly getting onto a knee and swinging because you
Okay,
have an
so-
invincible leg,
So people
Perfect
don't-
example. At Black Marsh yesterday.
That's exploiting.
yeah,
Right.
yeah,
That's
can't
a
do that.
At
right.
Black Marsh yesterday, Potter and I were actually fighting, and I hit him in the leg, and without thinking about it, because I'm so used to trying to throw multiple shots, I hit him in the leg 3 times, and then jumped back and said, "I'm sorry. I remember I'm not supposed to do that."
Well, it's not that you're not supposed to do that. It just doesn't
I meant
count.
like, it
Yeah.
doesn't count was what I was trying to do. So that was a perfect example of you got to give the player time to, drop down. 'Cause technically, you're beating a dead
But
leg.
the other leg is still a valid hit.
Right.
Yeah.
Which is why people say if you're gonna hit middle and just
Aim for the cross.
both.
Also,
That's
common shot
torso.
is leg
Aim
up to
lower.
arm.
Yeah, leg, arm.
I mean, hey.
No, hey. Okay. And then you want to talk about your RP?
Yeah, I got rule sheets. So to clarify this, our RP page is getting a rule set because up until now it hasn't had one. Here you go. And I was just wanting to basically set a baseline for RP people. I'm not going to
I got it.
go into specifics about the rules like right now on the Althing. I will post it later. I also have more printouts if anybody would want one, but specifically it's going to be run almost like a D&D campaign from now on. And a specific reason for this is there's no rule set on our RP right now, so a lot of people are god moding each other and destroying each other's property and things that should not be acceptable. So what we're gonna do is round it, and along the rule set of it is basically, if you can do it in Amp Guard, you can do it in RP. If you cannot do it in Amp Guard, you cannot do it on the RP page. We're trying to keep it with as fluent with the rule book as possible.
Are people not allowed to fly? Like, is that what you're saying? Or like,
Which I will say that I know certain people have monsters built into their persona, which is fine. As long as the monster manual has it, I will let you use it. And if it's not in the monster manual, just bring it up and we will equal it out to what it should be, because we don't want people to be able to say, I'm half angel, I can kill people by pointing at them. Obviously that's not going to be okay. So we're just trying to get it rounded and moving forward. That way other parks and Kingdom will want to RP with us more. Because right now, as it stands, the general consensus is nobody wants to RP on our page. So I was attempting to fix that in making this rule set.
Well, I was gonna say, there's one rule that you told me that I didn't know. The whole death thing. Like, just vocalize that, because a lot of people are having a hard time doing
Yes. So death. You are dead. You are not a ghost. You are not a poltergeist. You are dead. Dead means dead. Just as Amtgard, you cannot communicate with people. You cannot try to hit somebody after you're dead. Just as Amtgard, you are only allowed to state dead when you are dead. So that was a main thing that we were having problems with.
Or go back to spawn.
People were saying, "Oh, I'm dead. Now I'm a ghost. Now I can do all these awesome things and take control of people." And no.
So if you die in the RP, do you have to like re-roll your character or change your name and everything, or?
You can get res.
Oh, cool.
Is there a respawn? Do you respawn like after a week or
So
24
basically,
hours?
yeah. What I was gonna handle it as, which is not on the rule sheet, but I will post it on the rule sheet for the page. You have 1 week. If you're dead, you have 1 week, and then your character is basically spawned alive again. So if you are killed and not brought back before the previous week or before the next week, then you are back whenever that 7-day period is up on that exact time. So if you die Tuesday at 9:45 p.m., you will then respawn the following Tuesday at 9:45 p.m.
Could someone's character be a ghost out of the monster manual?
Yes, but that will have to be obviously.
A ghost.
Yeah, we'll have to obviously like note that, which is why I said I don't want to stifle people's RP. They can pick classes and things like that if they want. It's just we're gonna have to set some ground rules, because if not, it ends up being a bunch of people god moding each other, and nobody ends up wanting to RP because of that. Also, another main rule that's not on this is. Another point of this is to keep the RP running fluently with the storyline and the kingdom storyline. So if you have some personal RP stuff, I will let you do that, except it will be posted with a specific thread headliner saying this is my personal thing, not a part of the story.
And another thing you told me about was when you're going from the combat of, you said there was going to be like a time.
Oh, yeah.
So-
I actually redacted that because I was going to say if you're wanting to RP with a specific person, I was going to put a specific time limit on when people could answer. And if they didn't, you were going to be able to continue with the story. I don't like that because I don't like you being able to control somebody else's character to do what they want. So what will happen is if the person cannot RP for that day and they give me permission, which I will be DMing for the next 5 months during the reign, I will roll their character for that segment. If not, you're basic person to want to RP with you. There's nothing else you can really do about it. So
I just know because some people work. So
that's why I said I was trying to find a good middle ground, but for instance, me, I work, double shifts, 10 to 12 hours a day at an animal hospital, so it's hard for even me to do stuff. But that's why I said, even me during breaks or after work, I will do my best to keep the R page moving forward. So I made it a priority.
You want to talk about your one-night RP event also?
Yes. Okay. Because we as a park did not get to do Chaos Wars, I had a thought about a one-night overnight RP event that we attended. I don't think it was last year. I think it was the year before. It was a lot of fun. All they had to do was purchase an actual overnight place. So it would be low cost. I personally will be doing like drinks, rewards, food, that kind of stuff. Donations will be accepted, that kind of thing. It's a very low cost, high reward kind of thing. So any surrounding park that would want to help us is great. All we literally need them to do is participate in the event. We wouldn't need them to donate money. They could donate food and stuff if they'd like, but that's not required. They would literally just have to participate. I feel like it would be good publicity for all the surrounding parks. And I feel like it would be a pretty fun overnight event to do.
I guess if anyone's interested, comment below.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because we don't want to vote on it right now because no one's
The
here.
info's in the doobly doo right
We
now.
want to wait till there's more people.
Well, most of our citizens are here.
I mean, most
We
of
could
them.
vote.
I mean, like,
We could
Yeah,
vote,
we could
but I
vote.
want to give people a chance to show up.
No.
Can we put a box like on Cosin's head that says click here?
Yeah.
Just subscribe.
Tag my face. With my face.
I mean, this is going to be on YouTube. I'm probably not going to put a box
That's
there.
fine.
Click on it. And then our previous video right here.
One thing I wanted to bring up though about it was about keep. I had it and I lost it. It was about keep and it was important. Not rides. Camping.
Drinking.
Well, then there's
be
nothing else important.
responsible when you drink, because
Yeah,
our
that's
monarch is not responsible for your actions.
Unless I give you the drink, then I am.
Yeah.
But it was about keeping it.
Be responsible.
Oh, I remember.
Finish
I
your
remember.
drinks.
I'm gonna be making a post later because we talked about keep rides, but so I'm gonna post later on the Facebook page. If you need a ride, comment here, and we're gonna try to match you up with somebody on there. So I'm gonna do that. So if I know you need a ride, I'm gonna tag you. So be prepared for that. Yeah, we heard this card. So that's all for the keep that I have. Okay.
Anyone that can offer rides also comment. Anyone that has space.
I want to get as many going as possible.
Yeah.
Leave them there. Yeah. Anything else?
I guess that's it. Anything else?
Anything?
Anyone?
Anything at all? Okay. Motion to close.
Seconded.
There you go. That's it.
Yay.
Show up.
Sure.